Alright, so a couple of comments that I've received is, do I need fertilizer to be able to grow my plants from seed? My answer, no. If you are a rushed, impatient person who wants to have fruit now, maybe, but you're probably going to get a lot more foliage, meaning just greenery, than you are actually tomato plants. I want to give you a rundown of the tomato plants and the capsicums that I've grown from seed, and I'm going to show you the state of what they are right now without any fertilizer. I don't like to use fertilizer if I can avoid it. Why use fertilizer? It's like, why take Panadol if you don't need it? It's stupid. These are all plants, all tomatoes, all capsicums. Every sunflower you see here is grown from seed. I don't need fertilizer. I don't need additives. I don't need chemicals. Yuck. Panadol. Yuck. Suck it up. Take the pain. Live life the way it needs to be lived. Naturally. Now, these are two capsicum plants here. This has been pretty this hasn't actually grown at all for about a week. So I'm thinking about actually changing the potting soil in here and putting in different soil. This capsicum plant here, it's grown, it's looking good. This guy here, I'm most likely certain that it's going to need to be put into a new pot. This water here is pretty dirty, so what I like to do is I give these plants here a water. I just water it by giving it the shit that it's put out. This is almost like fertilizer here, if you think about it. And then I pop this and this and this back in its pot, and I flick that over there. Whew, that water's smelly. So those two capsicums there, no form of fertilizer or lime or stabilizer or any form of chemicals used. The only possible chemicals that would have possibly been given is the potting soil that was used, but that potting soil is so fucking old. I think it's about 6 years old, that I don't think it's got any nutritional value in it now anyway. So proves my point anymore. These two tomato plants here, is it this guy here that's already starting to produce fruit? No, I don't think so. That guy there's not producing fruit just yet, but I'm sure it will very shortly. You can just see here that it's growing fruit now. There's actually a few what seems to be like worms on my plant, so I might have to put out some of that Yates worm shit just to stop the worms from eating my plants. And there's quite a few spiders on here as well, which is a tad aggravating, but that's life. So these two tomato plants here, no nutritional value, no fertilizer, nothing. This tomato plant here, or these two tomato plants and capsicum here, also no nutritional values, no fertilizer, no lime, no pH, no soil testing, nothing. It's just put into the, grown as seed, grown, put into these pot plants, and then from these small pot plants, from what's in the capsicum over there, to now to this size, and then when it gets even bigger, it'll be put onto this side. Here we go again. Another example. You don't need to have all that fancy chemicals when growing your plant. This capsicum here, same deal. No nutritional values added. No lime, no fertilizer, nothing. So the main question is here, do I really need fertilizer? We've got another tomato plant here. Starting to grow quite a few fruit there. No real fruit up the top. We got fruit growing here. You can see just in there, we got fruit there. No form of fertilizer or nutrients given. That plant wasn't growing from seed. I don't know why I pulled that one out. This one here, look at this. All of these tomato plants here were grown from seed, grown at the same time. As you can see here, this guy's now starting to produce fruit. it should, in about a week's time, have some very vibrant looking fruit on it. It's going to be nice to see. Also grown by seed in my greenhouse, which is up there by itself, without any fertilizer, without any nutritional values added. Same guy with this one here. It's got fruit on it, it's got buds showing. There's no form of fertilizer, lime, nutritional value added. I think I've said it about 18 times now. Same with this guy here. This shows that you do not need that added value. You don't. You really, really don't. You don't need it. If you want to grow tomatoes instantaneously, it's not going to happen. Let's accept it. It's going to be at least 3 months, 4 maybe, before you see any real, maybe not 3 months, maybe a month and a half, 2 months, before you see any real noticeable sign of a tomato. It's going to be at least 2.5 months before you can even eat your first tomato. So yes, you do not need to have all that added bullshit, all those added chemicals, all that added shit. You don't need it. We don't need it. There's no need for it. You can see here from these 8 or so pot plants, you don't need it. They're grown absolutely amazingly by themselves. Give it water, give it sun, and give it water, and give it sun. 2 things you need growing plants. Of course, there's going to be arguments where people are going to say, oh, but you should grow it to get really nice juicy fruit. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. For me, living in Sydney, in the northern beaches, in Manly, fuck, you don't need that shit. It's like giving yourself Panadol. If you hit your thumb on a nail by a hammer, and then you take a Panadol. You know, for me, that's just pseudo-psychotic. I'm in pain, I'll take what stereotypically known as a pain reducant. I won't be in pain now. Are you really still in pain? Were you really in pain? I don't know. Are you in pain now? No. Why aren't you in pain? My guess is because your mind has said, oh, I've taken tablet now, I won't be in pain. So, that is a perfect example of why I say you don't need any form of fertilizer or nutritional value added when you're growing tomatoes. These sunflowers here, well, we won't go into them right now because they're a different plant, but they also have had no form of nutrition, fertilizer, lime, pH, soil testing, chemicals, this, that, or the other added. So, have an amazing Christmas. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.